What is going on, my people? Welcome back to another video. We will be getting into the player ratings after Liverpool defeated Bournemouth by 4-2. There were ups and downs which we'll be getting into shortly, but before that, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and again, share the channel, please. Thank you very much. Let's get into this. Starting off with Alisson then, I don't believe he did much wrong today at all. Both the goals were more down to defensive issues than a goalkeeper mistake. Alisson, in fact, I thought he did quite the opposite. I think he did quite well. Whenever he was called upon, he did come into action and do his job properly. And again, in fact, I think he did it a little bit better today. Obviously, he hit that one ball. If you know, you know. You should have seen it if you watched the game where he kicked the ball over the top to Salah. Where Salah would have been through one-on-one if it wasn't for those defenders. But what a ball that was from Alisson. And just for that, I will be giving him a 7.5 today. A decent performance from our number one. Moving on to Frimpong then, I do believe it was a little bit of a quieter game for him. However, some of his actions weren't left unseen. Obviously, his overlapping runs that he was making, as I said in my TikTok, like I said, follow the link in the description if you want to go and follow the TikTok and get a bit more insight into the game. Or into anything else, all things Liverpool. But yeah, Frimpong, his overlapping runs will be crucial to this Liverpool side, and his pace in particular, obviously firing up to the attack and then coming back to defend as well. Lightning pace, he's got the recovery pace, he can do it well. I think defensively he was okay. Obviously David Brooks beat him once, but I don't remember who it was. I believe it was either Szoboszlai or somebody else there to obviously cover him, so it was okay. Like I said, that overlapping run that he made where he overlapped Salah and Salah cuts inside to have a shot on goal, almost hit top bins. That space that he vacates and leaves for Salah, it'll leave Salah one-on-one with the defender to be able to go run at the defender and do what he does best, create chances and score goals. But yeah, for Frimpong's performance today, I've given him a 6.5 out of 10. I just believe he was a little bit quiet today, but they'll be better from him. On to this man then. It was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous showing from Konate today. I'm not even being harsh. I'm not overreacting. That performance was absolutely ridiculous. And I hope to God his head isn't in Madrid. And I hope to God he is. It was just sort of a blip and he will be back next week. But yeah, today's performance from Konate, by far the worst player on the pitch. Obviously, he didn't really do anything rash or anything like that, but his positioning, his awareness, everything was off, and I don't think he really had any real impact on the game. But yeah, he could have done a lot better for the goals. He wasn't maybe the direct fault, but he could have done a lot better. I mean, there was a clip I seen where he was sort of, for the second goal, what is he doing there? What is he doing right up? He's literally up Van Dijk's arse. I don't know what he's doing there. Van Dijk's looking at him like, bro, what are you doing? His positioning was terrible today, his awareness. I don't think he got into any aerial duels. I don't think he was as aggressive as he could have been. He was jogging back. He was shades of Trent Alexander-Arnold, if I'm being honest. Obviously, but Semenyo was... I think it was Semenyo. No, it was Brooks, who obviously got the crossing for the first goal, and Konate just there jogging back. I mean, you can watch the replay all you want. He's just there jogging back. And then, like I said, the one thing that was poor, his main thing that he was lacking today was his positioning. His awareness was all over the gaff. I don't know if he's hungover or what it is, but well, he's a Muslim, so I'm hoping he's not hungover. But yeah, I don't know, man. Konate's head looked like it was somewhere else today, and it just wasn't in the game. So for Konate, he'll probably come back better, but for today, 3 out of 10. On to the skipper then, El Capitano, Virgil van Dijk. I think he was definitely the better of the two centre-backs. Is quite the polar opposite. Obviously, Van Dijk wasn't as bad as Konate was today in the Community Shield, but obviously Konate was the better defender last week, and Van Dijk was obviously better this week. Obviously, he was pinging out balls. Yeah, they weren't really reaching their target, but obviously he's got that little switch. Obviously, that little pass between him and Gravenberch, the Van Dijk and Gravenberch pass, that sort of pass to split the game wide open for Gravenberch to just take that one turn and open up the whole game. Obviously that's missing because we don't have Gravenberch, so he couldn't really do that. But I think he was very strong today. Obviously aerially winning all his duels, he was commanding in the air, pushing the team on. In fact, he nearly scored himself early on as well, literally within 5-10 minutes was it, where Salah crossed the ball and he headed it, and obviously he just went over the bar, I believe. And even on a few occasions from corners, from Wirtz delivering a corner, he missed out. So he could have had a goal or a few goals today. And like I said, he was commanding in everything he done, really. He led the team and he led them well. And obviously he led them to a victory. So for Van Dijk today, I will be giving him a 7.5 out of 10. I think it was a good performance from the skipper today, I'm not going to lie. On to Kerkez then. One thing he needs to stop is sliding in on every challenge. He's going in very rash, and obviously once you miss the ball, you're then basically out of the game, so that it'll become if it's a 4v4, it'll become a 3v4. So sliding in isn't always the best. Obviously at times he did win the ball back, I'm not going to lie. There were times where he did do it and he got the ball off Semenyo, but other times he was sliding in and he was fouling the opposition, to which led to a yellow card, which then obviously led to him being replaced. So yeah, he just needs to take that little bit of rashness out of his game, and I think he'll be grand for us. And again, better performances to come from him. But for today, Kerkez will be getting a 6.5 out of 10. On to the majestic Maka then. He looked a lot more like himself. He looked a lot fitter, sharper, defensively astute. He was good defensively, and going forward he done well as well. He got an assist for Hugo Ekitike. Overall, I think it was a good game from McAllister, and I still think there's more to come from him. I don't think he was 100% fit, but he was about 70-80% fit. But yeah, it was a good showing from McAllister. Obviously, he was playing in that Gravenberch role. He was slightly deeper, picking up the ball from deep in that Gravenberch position. I still do think we're missing Gravenberch, but McAllister isn't one to drop out for him. He was majestic as always. So for McAllister today, I'll be giving him an 8 out of 10, especially for that assist. Moving on then to Dominic Szoboszlai. I think it was a little bit of a slower showing from him again today. Nothing like he was in pre-season. He was good on occasions, but then there were times where he was sort of just slipping over the ball. The ball was coming to him, he was slipping over, which isn't really his fault. Obviously, that sort of stuff happens. But obviously, his decision-making can improve as well. There were times when he made some good decisions, obviously when he passed Wirtz and it just went wide after Wirtz's shot could have led to a goal. But I do think there's a lot more to come from Dom. His pressing was on point as always, but we just want that little bit more creativity from him. Even if he is going to be in the 8 rather than the 10, I still want that creativity from him. I think he can do better, but for Dom today, a 6.5 out of 10. On to Florian Wirtz, and I think he'll take some time to get up to speed with this league. He did have an occasion where he was trying to take a shot. He took a little bit too long, and Semenyo snuck up and took the ball from him, and obviously gave possession to Bournemouth, and obviously they went on to attack. But yeah, he did show glimpses, with that being said, of his talent. Obviously, his little interchanges between himself, Gakpo and Ekitike, those little 1-2 touch football is brilliant. It's amazing. It's something we ain't seen. Those line-breaking passes as well, and his link-up play between him and Salah, and the fact that he comes deep and then goes back into attack as well. He's got the legs to do it, and he will do it, obviously with time given. For today's performance, I will be giving him a 6.5 today, but that's nothing to do with Florian Wirtz. I just think he needs some time. On to Cody then. He had a very quiet first half, albeit he did create some chances, but again, he was very quiet. He was in and out of the game. Second half, he come out alive, he scored a goal, and he continued to be a part of the attack. So for Cody today, for that second half, especially 7.5 out of 10. On to the mighty Mo then. The Egyptian king was amazing today. Mo Salah was just relentless. He was all over the pitch for the full 90 minutes, creating chances, trying to score goals, and eventually he did score a goal. How relentless was he to get that goal as well? It was amazing. It was an amazing showing from Mo Salah, and he was my man of the match, to be honest. Obviously just behind Mr. Hugo Ekitike. So for Salah today, he will be getting a 10 out of 10. On to his partner in crime, Hugo Ekitike was amazing today. He got his goal, he got an assist. Like I said, he's coming deep to be a part of the build-up. He wants to be, even if he's ghosting in attack, he wants to be a part of the build-up. He wants to make sure he's involved in the game. He doesn't let himself ghost. Obviously, he took his goal well. He showed composure under pressure as well, albeit he got a little bit lucky with the bounce, but he did have to finish it at the end of the day. He also got an assist, good hold-up play to then lay off the ball to Gakpo, who then obviously took the shot and scored. Obviously, there's a few little twitches in his game that does need to be looked at and fixed, but that will come with time. He's only 23, But what a game he had today. 2 goals in 2 games. Can't complain. So for Ekitike today, an 8 out of 10. Moving on to Endo then. Usually when Endo comes on, we don't concede. But obviously we were chasing the game in a way. Obviously we didn't want to draw the game and take a point from it. Obviously at times Endo was sort of the defensive midfielder, but he was in the box, and obviously he couldn't get back in time when we conceded that second goal. Not that it was his fault. But apart from that, I didn't really see too much from Endo today. So again, for Endo, 6 out of 10. It was sort of the same for Robertson, Gomez and Jones. They were a little bit quiet today. Obviously, Jones coming back from injury. Gomez coming back from injury. And the other 2 were just generally quiet. They didn't really have much of an impact on the game. So for the 3 of them, I'll be giving them a 6 out of 10. On to this man here then, Federico Chiesa. I've got not much words to say, but keep him. He's a cop-out now. You just got to keep him, that's it. Keep Chiesa around. He needs more game time. I don't understand why he never got game time last season. See, Slot doesn't fancy him. I was saying sell him because of that reason. But come on, Slot, what is there not to like? He's scoring your goals, especially when you need them. He did it in the Carabao Cup final. Yeah, we didn't win, but he did score. He was the one standout, if anything. He came on the pitch. He never had much time to make an impact, but he made an impact. He scored. And again, today, he did the same thing. Opening day of the season, he started off on a good account. He's scoring. He's impressing. Well, he's impressed us fans. He's got to have impressed the managers as well. So hopefully, he gets more minutes from now. And for that little showing today, the passion that he showed, for that alone, I'll be giving him an 8.5 out of 10. There's more to come from Chiesa. But yeah, people, that is the end of the video there. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree in the comments down below. Who you would give what. Let me know. As I said, like and subscribe if you haven't already done so for more content like this. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.